FDI goes. But we'll come to that in just a short while. Meanwhile, biotechnology company Biocon, it has reported its third quarter numbers below market expectations, and the stock is taking a bit of a knock this morning. You have the management, Ms. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, addressing the press and giving out more details in Bangalore. Let's cut out and hear what she's saying.
There is a clear decline in our earnings, where we have seen licensing income, decline from 70 crores at the net level last year to 14 crores at the net level this year. But as you very well know, licensing income, although it's a very important and integral part of our business, it has inherent periodic variability. So I'd like to park that on one side and then really focus on our business excluding licensing income. And if you look at this, I think we've had a very good growth performance in Q3 and for the first 9 months. In fact, if you look at a consolidated level, our biopharma and research services business has actually delivered 15% growth at the top line and a 29% growth at the net profit level. But because of licensing income, obviously EBITDA and profit has remained flat. Now, if you look at our biopharma business alone, it has grown 12%, and both at an EBITDA level and at a top line level. If you look at our research services business, that has grown 28%. So if you look at it overall, although we've had a pretty flat performance in terms of EBITDA and in terms of net profit, I would just like to say that this is really because we have not been able to recognize greater licensing income. And this is largely because of, event-based kind of licensing income recognition. So, what we could not recognize maybe at the end of Q3 has been pushed into Q4. So, moving forward, I think you will see greater contribution from licensing in the foreseeable quarters. But suffice to say that as a company, obviously, we remain very strong. We have 580 crores of net cash positive position. All our businesses are doing well. As you know, we have now shaped our business into 5 key growth verticals. And these growth verticals are really being positioned to deliver high double-digit CAGR for us over the next 5 years. So if you look at the APIs, small molecules vertical, which has been really our historic business of statins and immunosuppressants, this is growing very well. Again, we are focusing on emerging markets for enhanced growth for these kind of verticals, and we are also going to be front-ending these verticals through dossiers. So we are focusing on ANDAs and even 505(b)(2)s. So all that investment and infrastructure is being put into place, which, like you've seen in our research services business, will actually deliver very good long-term growth for us. If you look at our biosimilars business, which is really about both insulins and biologic biosimilars, again, emerging market opportunities are the near to mid-term, and then followed by the regulated market opportunities in 5 years and beyond. If you look at our novel molecules, you can see that we have 2 lead programs which are in the licensing stage. Oral insulin is under discussion. It has ongoing discussions. And if you look at CD6, the data that we have just announced has generated a lot of interest. Again, a very good partnering opportunity for us, which we hope we can license in the near future. If you look at our research services growth vertical, very good performance and continues to grow very well. And we are again on track to look at our IPO plans going forward. Of course, we will wait and watch and see what the market conditions are like, what the macroeconomic conditions are like. But we will be in a state of preparedness over the next 12 months and see when we can go to the market. So we remain committed there. And then if you look at our healthcare business, That is growing very robustly. We've seen a 40% growth this first 9 months, and it continues to deliver very strongly for us. Many of our brands are in the top 5 and top 10 rankings. In the diabetes segment, where we are very focused, we are number 4 in the overall insulin space. And if you look at the vial segment, we are number 3. Now with the introduction of Insupen, obviously it allows us to play across the vials and cartridges, and it will allow us to expand our market and hopefully climb up. So I think this is very positive news for all of us. I think Q3 has to be looked at in that aspect. So I think if you look at it with licensing income, no doubt it looks like flat earnings. But if you look at it in the context of the main sort of non-licensed, if you exclude licensing income, and if you look at that, the rest of the business, I think we've done extremely well.
Regarding licensing income going forward, what kind of expectations do you have going forward, ma'am?
Well, as I mentioned, licensing income is very event-based. And if we look at the way we are going about booking our licensing income, we have done quite a lot of the development. So as we go forward, we will be able to recognize more and more income. I must also mention here that we have had to basically allocate a pretty significant part of our production capacity to development programs. So this has been at the cost of some sales. So this will also come back from Q4 onwards.
Kiran, just a clarification on your income statement. The biopharmaceutical segment is declined sequentially and quarter on year on.
That's Ms. Shaw giving out more details about the third quarter results of Biocon. She was detailing some of those verticals which have led growth and which have not really done so well, particularly licensing income. Today we're seeing the stock off about 3% at this point in time. Besides Biocon, there are a whole host of companies which will be reporting results today, and some of those companies include banks like Union Bank, Bank of Baroda, also Sesagoa.